Right or right?
You're right.
Thank you.
You speak the language?
I love it, black people. I don't care.
Puerto Rico.
I love it, black people. This is America. You understand now? My name is Puerto Rican Peter, Pedro. You don't like it? I don't care. My life,
He has to be in
life.
America.
Right or right?
His voice in years.
That's right.
Leave
Right or
alone.
right?
Hey, you ain't straight, bro.
No, maybe you do it like that. 66 years, baby. Puerto Rican problem. You understand, right?
Puerto Rican power.
You do it now. You do it.
Yeah, he's 66.
Tell me you strong.
Una salsita.
Salsa, let's go, mommy. Let's go, let's go. You do it now.
I don't care.
I wish I don't care. You don't care.
I don't care.
Shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Racha HaKodash. Double honor to our apostles, who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. As you see in post-production, I just added a little bit more flavor onto it. But the main thing I want to address is the still, which I'll read it real quick. I got to go to it. Of course, it's post-production type of deal. It says a Japanese biologist, Yoshinori Oshumi, won a Nobel Prize for discovering how the body eats its own damaged cells when it doesn't receive food. And you see a comment by the N-Dub saying the power of fasting, which is true, okay? And this is the thing that we have to understand, that there is a fasting, okay, that has to take place. The scriptures speak on fasting, all right? But one thing that's often overlooked is the amount of daily eating that's going on in this hellhole that we think is normal, okay? So with that being said, I decided to go look up some information, okay? See here, I hope I didn't block it out. Yeah, I did. Let's see if I can go back. Yeah. I looked up how many full meals did Israelites eat in their ancient culture. Okay, you got to word it right so Esau don't hide stuff. So it says ancient Israelites, and I wish I had my book Bible Manners and Customs, because it'll get into that as well. You know, Lord's will, I'll get to it when I get home. But it says ancient Israelites typically ate 2 full meals each day. Now in Babylon, through propaganda and capitalism, because the thing is, like I said in my last lesson, like the idea of bacon, it came from pretty much excess, them trying to scrape the pot with making money. So you got all this bacon, or you got all this excess meat, and you process it into bacon. So you use propaganda to tell them that you need bacon in the morning. That bacon's a thing. That you need breakfast in the morning. Okay? Which breakfast, like the Muslims and Moors, like, oh, it's just a break fast. Yeah, technically you are. Okay? And the first thing you should be consuming in the morning is some lemon water. Okay? And take your lazy ass on a walk. Okay? So you can get your organs moving. You don't just hop in your car, turn on the engine, and step on the gas. Like, hit the throttle. Oh, just you know. You don't take and don't let your body just keep dumping new. You know, you can't put new wine to old bags. You can't put new oil into old mix new oil and old oil in the car. Okay? So why are you doing that to your body? You got old food still sitting in you. You probably ate late at night. That's still sitting in you. You get up, eat breakfast, wonder why you're lethargic, wonder why you got diabetes, cancer cells, lower back pain. Okay? Because you're not taking care of your body. Ain't your body a temple? You know? So our brothers first. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't, speaking condescending to our brother and just being mindful on that end. You know, their brothers need to take care of their health. But just the average American, when I say you need to get your ass up and go on a walk, really brothers need to do it too. You know, to be honest, you get your ass up. You know, especially us in this truth, because we have a responsibility to the like the Lord said, you love me when you feed my sheep, right? Your ass ain't you ain't healthy enough to perform consistently. You're not healthy enough to even move around, cognitive. You know, you got to do all kind of things to get you going. Okay, but continuing on. So it says we ate 2 full meals a day. Now, when you go into the full meals, this is the morning meal. It says late morning / midday. A simple break during the hottest part of the day. It's a car called siestas. Okay, it usually consists of, what do you think it is? A sandwich, chicken, a sandwich, or you know, some chips. And, you know what I'm saying? That's even basic. Jake be eating full on meals. It's at the point that people are into brunches. The excessive eating. Jake, and I was Jake, eating breakfast in the morning, snacking in between, eating lunch, snacking in between, eating dinner. Then you stand up late, now you binge snacking. That was me, man. You know, wondering why, you know, random headaches that don't go away, whether I go to sleep or not, lower back pain, you know, can't focus. Okay? And that's and Jacob like, oh, it's Satan. No, that's you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And you should take your health serious if you take your responsibility within this ministry serious. Okay? This is something I had to tell myself, so shit, I'm just going to say it to the rest of the flock, man. You take pride in your job as being a prophet. Well, let it reflect in your actions. Okay? It ain't just knowing and translating information, because it says he that wise to teach many, evil to himself, he destroyeth his own soul. Okay? But getting back to it, it says that midday, it usually consisted of bread dipped in olive oil or wine vinegar, accompanied by olives, toasted grains, and fresh or dried fruits. That ain't no big ass meal, bro. And you might say, oh, bread. That's that good bread. That's that sourdough type of bread. Okay, which sourdough, it has a health benefit to it. It don't have all them preservatives and additives. Just like milk tear our ass up in Babylon because all the chemicals that are in it. Okay, but the scriptures tell you that bread is good, wine is good, honey is good, milk is good. Okay, it's just that Esau destroyed it, so it makes it sound like the scriptures aren't making sense. No, it's Esau that's putting all the shit in there. Okay. But continuing on, what's the second meal? Okay, it says evening meals, the main and most filling meal of the day, eaten after sunset. It was typically a communal thick soup or stew made of legumes like lentils and beans, and seasoned vegetables served with large amounts of bread to scoop the food, because we ate with our hands. Okay. Exceptions: Sabbaths and feasts. On the Sabbath, Saturday, no, they got Saturday. On the Sabbath, which is the new moon, and then after that, well, the new moon is a new moon, and then the 7th day after that, which would end up being the same day, you know, because if the new moon comes on Sunday night, then you got Monday night is day 1, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the 7th day. Then that would be considered the Sabbath, and then it will reoccur for 4 more stints, which is a total of like 28 and a half days. Okay, so because that's 7 times 4, 28, and then you got the new moon week in itself. Okay, so it says on a Sabbath and during religious festivals, it was customary to eat 3 full meals instead of 2. Additionally, meat was rarely eaten during daily meals. It was primarily reserved for religious sacrifices, weddings, and festive banquets. Niggas eating too damn much. Speaking of meat, Sirach, I got a couple precepts in Sirach, but we'll get Sirach chapter 37, verse 29. Be not insatiable in any dainty thing, nor what? Too greedy upon meats, for excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler. Okay? And like I went over a while ago, a fatty liver can cause anxiety, mood swings, and things like that, because choler goes back to anger. Okay? So, and surfeiting means to like indulge. Okay? Pretty much, it shows you that meat can make you sick. Meat can make you, it's not good to eat in excess. You're not letting your body rest. Because I was talking with one of the brothers in the camp, and, just to say it plain, I don't believe in intermittent fasting. All right? I'm not disagreeing with the concept and its benefits. I'm not calling it intermittent fasting. I call that shit regular eating. That's how you're supposed to eat. To label it intermittent fasting, making it like it's a diet or something special. So when you're eating excessively, you call that regular, but then when you eat how you're supposed to eat, you call that intermittent fasting. No, it ain't. It ain't nothing new. I be getting aggravated with this, these fucking diets, man. Pescatarian, caveman, stop eating excessively. Okay? Stop eating all that damn meat. You got a steak, little bitty mashed potatoes, a couple Brussels sprouts, hella salt, hella sugar, barbecue, A1 sauce. Wonder why you stressed out. Wonder why you can't get that fat off you. Wonder why your blood pumps funny. And I'm speaking in a projective manner because I came from that bullshit. Okay? And one thing, when I did my studies, and I got to the point that I thought I was going to give up the ghost. Okay? And heart beating out of control, getting dizzy. Lord, if you're going to take me, it is what it is. Lord's like, nah, nigga, you got to teach. He called me there. But hey, nah, you got to teach. And you got your family, you got kids. Who's going to watch them? So I stood up on my two and made my change. I did my studies. And every time I go to cholesterol, same stuff. You go to, there's little burdock root, yellow dock root, certain little dandelion root, you know what I'm saying? Like little innuendos and things like that are helpful, but you got to take that stuff consistently every day. You got to have a regimen, and those are teas. Those are mainly teas and smoothies, okay? But getting back to what I was saying is that, I'm speaking from experience, and what I noticed is that there's a consistency of foods that relate to everything. Okay? Omega-3s. Getting away from them saturated fats. Them fake sugars. Them preservatives and additives. Okay? And if you want to be healthy, ginger. What is that? Pretty much it kills all the microbiotics, and, it regulates the gut health. Okay, you got certain things that are for gut health, which the food you consume has toxins in it. Okay? Just like if you take too much cinnamon, it could be toxic to you. Anything in excess can be toxic. Okay, you can, eating too many bananas, too much water, too much apples. Okay? So you got to have a balanced diet. Okay? But my point is that you got things like, well, I'm going to just jump to the point. If you can keep your blood clean, then everything else will get better for you, in my opinion. Keeping a good heart rate, that's, pretty much being careful with your blood. Running, or call it hyper aerobics, or high stress aerobics, which is like jumping jacks, a light jog, or a brisk walk, stair climbers, butt kicks, something to get your heart pumping. Because if you don't move it, you'll lose it. That's a muscle, and it has to have strength to constantly pump. And if you're just sitting on your ass all day, even if you're reading your Bible, man, call hello Yahweh Shemi Al Shai, bless the man who readeth, but your health will decline. Okay? I'm speaking from a place, because I'm a man, Lord, so I could drink, I could do that, I could do that. But it's still going, your body, the Lord created an order, and he's not going to deviate from his order. If you're evil to your body, then bad things are going to happen, regardless if you outside and crying all day. The Lord may show you mercy, and the mercy most likely is going to come by telling you, get up off your ass and take care of yourself. Okay? But getting back to what I was saying is that exercise. You don't have to go in a football stadium and run bleachers. Like I said, hyperactive aerobics. All right? High intensity aerobics. Jumping jack, butt kicks, knee highs, jumping rope, things of that nature. Walking up the stairs. Okay? And if you're on the older end, going on long walks, things of that nature. Okay? Beets. What else? Omega-3s. Olive oil. Stay away from the cooking oils. Okay, sodium, because sodium, anything that causes hypertension, all right, where it gets to your joints and things like that. Okay, that's how, when you talk about diabetes, clogged arteries, that's all blood related. Obesity is all cardiovascular. All those deaths is cardiovascular related, which means it's heart related, which means it has something to do with your blood pumping. When you get diabetes or you have a bad heart, your blood don't pump down to your legs right. It don't pump down to your fingers right. Your hands get cold easy. Okay? like you have to take care of yourself, man. Just because we're in this gospel don't mean that you're not negligent outside of it. Okay, the Lord put the Spirit on us to come out here and teach every day. So don't get that confused with your actual nature. The Holy Spirit got you want to open the Bible up and read. The Lord chose us, a beautiful thing. But don't confuse that when you close that book up and it's time for you to live outside of being a prophet, because we're Israelite all day. Okay, we don't close up the book and start eating pork. But don't close that book up and say, I'm super disciplined because I did this, but then you're negligent to your health. You're negligent to your household. You're negligent to your cleanliness. You're negligent to your goals. You're negligent to your discipline in other areas. Lack of discipline is a lack of discipline. Okay? So let's get this precept real quick, and I'm gonna read this, and then I'll get straight to the other one I want to get. So we're gonna get into Sirach. Chapter 30, verse 14, it says, better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than a rich man that is afflicted in his body. And this is why the elites are trying to be cyborgs, because they don't have the discipline. You know, they're just greedy. They're just greedy for control. That has nothing to do with, some people build habits. Okay? And their habit is based off their greed, but they don't take care of their bodies too well. Not too many people. All right? People that came from nothing to something, not most people that came from nothing to something, take care of themselves. They get up early, they exercise, they eat right, because all this has something to do with creating a personality that's productive to being, to improving. Okay? So, verse 30, it says, health and good state of body are above gold, all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. Death is better than a bitter life or continual sickness. Okay? You're on the highways, you can't even stand up. Okay? You're in the bed, you know, your joints hurting. Can't think straight. Emotionally unstable, you getting mad from nowhere, start crying from nowhere. Shit. It could get bad, man. It can get bad. All right? I ain't never been that deep into where I'm emotionally unstable, but I've been there to where I can walk pretty much about 10 feet and I forget what the fuck I was trying to do on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? Like remembering a phone number, going to the bathroom, not even a phone number, 4 or 5 digits. 17 or 27. I forget that fast. Okay? Waking up, just popping up. Don't know if I was asleep or just, and lack of sleep too. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous. Bible shot gets you sleep, man. A little sleep, a little food in the hands, though. It don't mean that you neglect your body. I get it. Babylon's hard on us, man, but, yeah. But I want to read this last one in Sirach, and this really brung something, into light. In Sirach 31:16, it says, "Eat as it becometh a man, those things which are set before thee, and devour not, lest thou be hated." Okay, I want to get the GNT. It's like it. Got to type it in right. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna go 31:16. I'm gonna read the GNT and I'll just double back to the KJV. All right. In verse 16 it says, "When you get your food, eat it like a human being. Don't smack and slurp. Nobody can stand that." Okay. Don't be barbaric. We used to be on polos and we're talking with brothers and it's talking about smacking it, It's like, that's the most annoying thing to me. I hate smacking. I remember saying that to brothers like, "You're doing it." It's like, oh shit, I ain't know. Thank you for telling me, you know what I'm saying? But, this inside joke, inside moments of edification or admonishment, It said, "It is good manners to be the first to stop eating. Stuffing yourself is offensive." Okay, when you go into the Marcus Aurelius, it tells you, the book of Marcus Aurelius, going over Stoicism, it tells you, don't eat to your fill. Take pride in stopping. Take pride in eating half your food, eating a quart, just enough to, don't eat till you're full. Don't say, "I got to finish a plate." And if you struggle with that, get smaller plates. Okay? Stop getting these big-ass, heavy-ass plates. "I got this for $5. Inside situation, Hey, everybody's no longer here with us anyway, man. It says, if there are many people present, don't try to be the first to be served. Apostles always talk about that, being the first to run up to get the chicken and things like that. People who eat too much get stomach aches and cannot sleep. If you don't overeat, you can get a good night's sleep and wake up early the next morning feeling fine. But if you do get a stomach ache from eating too much, go off and vomit. You will feel better. Stop being so fucking greedy. You're out of control. And like I said, to brothers within the camp, and I'm speaking, this is what I had to tell myself, so I'm just repeating it. Okay? And I'm telling, a diet is a real testament to your discipline because there's nothing stopping you as an adult. There's no police. There's nobody that can judge you. There's no, you're not being wicked. Okay? But god damn, look how big you have gotten. Okay? Look at your eyes. Look at the rings around your eyes. You can't even go up a flight of stairs. You're emotional. You know what I'm saying? You have no cognitive ability. And food is nothing but a dopamine. Okay? But you know what dopamine hit hard? Sex. And one thing that hit harder than sex and the climax of that is victory. Literally, victory is the highest dopamine hit you can get for the most part. All right? And we're chasing the ultimate victory, which is salvation. But there's minor victories every day that you could be producing. Doing something hard, finding something new. Okay, pushing yourself and setting bars that you can, and metrics you can meet. It will give you confidence. It'll give you mental toughness, mental fortitude. Okay? Because I've been, as a fighter, I've been around hyper productive people that think they're productive but are mediocre, and then niggas. All right? Niggas don't like nobody calling them out. You know, in the gym, when you are doing something half-ass, you doing half-ass push-ups, get your fucking ass up and do those push. That's how you get taught to. Oh, hello, where have you been, you lazy motherfucker? That's how you get taught to in the gym. But it's not to hurt you. It's calling you out and pushing you and setting a standard to where you should be. Okay, what about the mediocre people? They'll understand, they'll adapt to it, but when adversity comes, they're not used to pushing through it. They think that they're good enough, or they think that their affliction is above their pay grade or beneath them, however it goes, to where they don't have to address it. They could just abandon it and go to something else. Therefore, they never reach that plateau. And then you get the hyperproductive people that even in losing, they come back. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you want to live at, you know, because on this journey of me personally getting healthier, I didn't come out the gate and go to Google and just have it all down. I had days that I was eating dumb shit. I had days I was eating super good, okay? Then go back to fall off the wagon. Then I found my body responding to it, and it gave me insight, you know, on what particularly is messing me up, how it's messing me up. Laying off of all that fake candy and all that, and then I'm a little sweetie, you know, pause, I ain't no sweetie like that, but like I like sweet stuff here and there, and Sour Patches was a thing I used to eat here and there, and I didn't eat it for like a half a year, and I was like, man, let me, you know, give me a little pack, you know, ain't gonna hurt nothing. I ain't eat this in a long time. All my gums start hurting, my gums. I ain't drink no cold drinks in a long time, no root beer. Let me get a root beer. Kidney banging. Do you realize that if you have a bad kidney, I forget the filtration hairs that's in the inside of the kidneys, that you might as well get hit with a nuclear bomb. It's the same effect. It will break down your DNA. Bad kidneys can break down your DNA. You might as well be in Chernobyl. Stressed out. Bad filtration. That's getting rid of toxins out of your body. Your liver gets rid of toxins out of your body. You're not letting none of those cells and those organisms rest or recover because you're constantly downing shit down your neck like you can't help yourself. Okay? Take pride in being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically. Don't let nobody discourage you, bring incredulities, or stop you, because that's your body and your mission. And that goes for all of us, of course, you know. But I just wanted to put that out there, man, in hopes that, you know, we all take our health more serious. You know, we've speaking of brothers that came in, we've been in this truth for a long time, man. You know, and brothers are on point, man. Brothers, and I ain't sitting here judging, like, I ain't in no authority. I'm just speaking from experience. And I've been here when you go and visit brothers, and it's a you know, table, you know, we just wine everywhere, just drinks, and we, you know, we fellowship and we having fun. We ain't nothing evil going on, man, nothing evil. But now you're going in there and brothers drinking extra H2O waters and you know, eating. You know, we went down to D-Town, man, in Dallas just recently, last week actually, and normally it's I ain't gonna say normally, we don't eat chicken like that. You know, Jake could get on that shit, but you know, normally we be eating aight food. Man, I ate good from point A to point B. And it wasn't always my choice. 90% of it, because brothers gonna show their love. You know what I'm saying? Where we gonna go? Mediterranean. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you come down to sweet potato, asparagus, you know, salmon and lamb, eating good, man, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, man. Cause when you're healthy, your cognition, you don't know, bro. You're like, you got to get healthy to find out. That's all I gotta say. Be the best version of yourself. You know? So with that being said, give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash, double honor to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth, sincerity. Shalom.